Hi, Gaby.
Hey,
Hi,
finally.
Jesus.
Our first time, so it's practice.
We're
How
practicing.
are you?
We're getting there.
Nice to meet you.
We're
Can you
getting
hear
there.
me?
Hola, Abelardo.
Hola,
Yes,
Abelardo.
Good,
fine.
and
Thank you
you?
so much for this invitation. Glad to be here. It's an honor, and thank you for uh, for this conversation that we're gonna have about sustainability.
Thank you. Thank you for your time and for being here. We know you are someone who is very with a lot of responsibility, a lot of work. So it is a pleasure for us to have you
Thank you. I
here with
have
us
read
today.
your both of you, your background, so interesting. I know that you love Los Cabos, and Mexico is also, as you know, I'm Brazilian, but I love this country. So I'm glad that there are so many people doing good things for this country and for Los Cabos.
It got frozen.
It got frozen, yeah.
Do we lose connection?
No, Abelardo, I think
Yeah, I think
we
we
don't
lost
lose
it.
connection, right? So Abelardo, for you guys, you are here. Abelardo is from Brazil, but he's not the only South American in this talk because I'm from Argentina. So he's next to my
Yeah.
country.
There we go. You're back. Perfect.
Abelardo, I was saying that you're not the only South American in this
Are
talk
you?
because I'm from Argentina.
Oh,
So we are, yeah,
I
we're
didn't see
neighbors.
that in your background. That's good to know. Wonderful. Uh, yeah, we are
Yes, yes.
neighbor.
Perfect. So, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for connecting. We were giving a little bit of an introduction, but we'll go ahead and give it again. We were thanking the people for connecting. This is a new video series we're calling Luxury and Sustainability Talks, where we're going to be talking about, luxury, because we really want to educate ourselves on this matter and what's going on and all the trends. So we appreciate you for connecting, and yeah, we'll let Gabby begin and do that little bio so they
Wonderful.
get to know who you are.
Yeah, well, I for those who are there, Abelardo Marcondes is the CEO of LuxuryLab Global, and he, as we say before, he's from Brazil and he has a great background also in business administration. So, Abelardo, tell a little bit about you.
Yeah,
And
so I
we
arrived
would
in
love to
Mexico in
hear you.
2006. I came working for the financial as an investment banker. So in 2008, my contract as expat finished, and I decided to work, which is something that I love, which is sustainability, climate change. However, different that what I thought. My first client was Louis Vuitton, then Chanel, then Rolex, then Punta Mita, and luxury destinations. So it changed all the way that I was driving and heading to, but I learned a lot, and I introduced to this industry, which is luxury industry, all the topics about what I think is important, not only sustainability, but also diversity, inclusion, community, and also the gender equality. So it's something that we do that through LuxuryLab, but also through our PR company. The name of the PR company is Love Brand. So we try to bring all the projects, all the industry, all the professionals and consumers to this awareness so important that we have, that we're going to talk here today. Today is a little bit about also real estate, which also I love, and luxury destinations. So it's very interesting too to understand more about consumer behavior, what they want, what they see, what the new trends in terms of real estate and luxury hospitality.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that what you say is very interesting. And now we are into 2023. We need to be a little bit more conscious about all of these, about sustainability, about wellness, about everything that we have a new generation, and I think that the people are a little bit more open to all of these, right? So how do you think that sustainability and luxury
Yes, totally. I think
intersect?
luxury is one of the industry that has the benefit of working for 1% of the consumer worldwide, these ultra high net worth individuals or high net worth individuals. So they have a responsibility. So working with resources that are limited that our planet has to be very smart. And the way they do is the way consumer will will be like, there is this aspirational market that it will follow what they are doing. So the example of the luxury industry is very important for the general industry, not only for the retail, for the massive industry, premium industry. So it's a very important actions. Of course, nowadays, Gaby and Jesus, there are ESG, all the policy of ESG, also United Nations has the 17 sustainable goals, development goals. They are very important that all companies can drive through this direction and do through these rules. And also different, at least for myself, that I have 48 years old. I don't know, you look much younger than myself. So at school, we didn't learn nothing about that, how to manage all these limited research. And finally, the schools, the new generations, are like, we're gonna see one of the questions I see that has to do with Gen Z and younger generations. So totally they are living on this new reality. They are the one who will suffer more, but of course we are already suffering, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and sorry, supposed to talk on the next question, Jesus, but I wanna bring that question because you were saying about Gen Z, and it's one of my questions, and this is very interesting because here we have two different generations. He is Gen Z, he's only 20, and I'm Gen X.
Yeah, but we still get along pretty well, I think.
Yeah,
kind of.
I'm 42 and he's 20, so Gaby. We are two different generations, and you know how we, I mean, how we live when we were, you know, young, how we educate ourselves and go to the school was completely different. When I grew up, was completely different. We didn't talk, we didn't learn much about sustainability, about all of these, and his generation is completely different, right? Yeah. So it is very interesting to see how it's different, this conception about sustainability and luxury between all those generations, so, right?
As we are doing today, I think this conversation is a way also to creating awareness, and we didn't have this opportunity, Gaby, neither do I. So I think having the opportunity to talk, to listen, of course, we also have a responsibility because we have to always share information that is reliable and has a source. So usually when we work with LuxuryLab, we are talking about source from Euromonitor or Boston Consulting Group for something that has been shared recently, and we have been doing this like together with them, doing this research together. So the responsibility when we talk about a very important subject, if it's about health or it's sustainability or anyone, we have to do a deep investigation before talking. And it's interesting, this conversation definitely is part of the new generation. And I'm sure that Jesus is very used to that. You are 20, how old are you?
Yeah. I'm 20 years old, and that's great because let's say when, you know, as I grew up and I went through elementary school, middle school, and high school, that's what they teach now, right? You want everything to take care of the environment because at the end of the day, what we're doing on a day-to-day basis is what's going to be reflected within years. So we're taking care of ourselves and also the future generation, definitely. So I think it's very important for, you know, for those companies and for everybody that's related to goods or real estate to be working on that. Now that I'm talking about real estate, I wanted to bring up one of the questions we had previously we're talking about. And it is, let's say, we're luxury real estate professionals here in Cabo, and we work with a lot of developers, buyers, sellers, builders. And so we wanted to know, for you, what would be a reflection of a sustainable wellness development that you consider, you know, is luxury, but is taking care of the environment?
I think something that is important to mention is that consumer has been much more conscious about their decision, not only to travel, but also to invest or to a second home or to real estate rentals. So I think the first one to be impacted about this trend was the hospitality business. So when you see like Punta Mita, Careyes, the way they do their, or even Four Seasons now in Los Cabos, which is a beautiful property, or Four Seasons in Punta Mita, where they just had a glamping and all the sustainable actions and creating awareness for people that are enjoying of this amazing paradise. So definitely the hospitality business was one of the first one to adopt all these rules and attracting these consumers that are much more conscious and is very caring about the planet and looking for an eco-friendly experience. Of course, when they talk about luxury, you have to be congruent with that. No, you have to be, of course, you have to provide all this excellence and in terms of service and product, gastronomy, and everything. But then real estate also saw that this is something very important right now, doing these constructions, buildings, not only for second homes, first homes, offices, everything. So then you have LEED certification, you have energy efficient appliance, you have sustainable building materials, you have water conservation systems. I studied a little bit about Monteluna, what you are doing. I think it's really amazing, wonderful that this kind of property are building more and more. I think I'm not sure if it's the first one in Los Cabos, but it's very important to have more like those. And I think another very important, Jesus and Gaby, answering your question, is also talking not only about construction, water, but also the community. Who are the workers, how they will be treated, how their kids will study or will learn English, because you are talking about Los Cabos, everybody now speaks English. So the kids of the workers has to speak English to have opportunity. So all of that is something that definitely has to be done. I think when you ask some inspiration destinations, Punta Mita, first of all, then Careyes. For Seasons, I love these hotel chains. I think they do an amazing job too. There are many other examples that could be said in terms of real estate developers like you are doing and working with them. I think I saw Monteluna. It was very attractive in terms of what they are offering. And as far as I understand, also they have the certification of LEED, and it's a way of sustainable living too. So I think the consumer, 70% of the luxury consumer is willing to pay a little bit more if it's sustainable and if it's now friendly with the environment.
And we've seen that actually here. Let's say, we work with buyers on a day-to-day basis, and a lot of people are focusing on, the well-being of the side and not much on, what the property is. They're focusing on what the materials are. They're focusing on, as you said, who's building it, what, type of quality of life they would have within that project. Because you can go ahead and buy any development and probably the water's not going to be completely clean. Probably the energy is, not reusable energy like solar power. And a lot of people are thinking that, and they're being more conscious. And that's something we've been seeing here. I think Los Cabos is still in that developer phase and, trying to build those, I'd say, sustainable communities and sustainable projects. And Monteluna is an example. And hopefully there's more on the way coming, right, Sue?
Yeah, we're just starting with these. And I hope we are one of the first, and many, many more developers start doing this, because we need to be, very conscious that we have a lot of new development in Cabo. This place is growing a lot, but if we don't do it in a way that we can be conscious about where the future is, it can be a mess. So we need to be very conscious in the way we are, and that's why we want to have this talk and create a little bit of awareness.
Yeah, educate ourselves and educate all the audience.
Exactly, right?
Definitely. Yeah. And so one of the other questions, let's say, now that we're talking about, real estate and all how luxury is doing with sustainability, what would be your guess on how we would be looking in 10 years? Right now the subject is, a lot of people are very aware of it. A lot of people are already working within it, but a lot of people just don't know. There might be audience of people that don't or can't think it's possible to make these matter together. What do you think the future of luxury and
definitely
sustainability looks like?
Your lifestyle changes a lot. When you have an electric car, you have to be sure when you're traveling, where you're going, what you are doing, and make sure that all these places that you're gonna go, it's enough, you have enough electricity to go and to charge if necessary, if required. We are still far away. So I believe that in 10 years, we're gonna be able to have. So I have my own charger for my car here in my house. So it's much easier for me. But when I go traveling, there are few options to go where places that you can connect a charger or they have their own charger. So you can check all of that. And also, I think it's going to be much more in terms of taxes and costs of living would be even more cheaper to be sustainable and a green lifestyle than which is usual, because finally the government will take very strict decisions in terms of taxing the ones who are contaminating more or bringing more green gases to the environment. So all of this is going to be really important. So taking actions right now, it's avoiding having problems in the future. So having solar panels in your house or in your office, wherever you are, trying to change as soon as possible to electric cars, or trying to use bikes or alternative, if possible, alternative transportation. So mobility will change a lot, definitely in 10 years. And in talking about luxury market, all the groups like Carry, LVMH, Richmond Group, and Swatch Group, they are taking actions, very important actions on their business model, which are resulting in much more compared to before, much less contaminated industry. So it's still a lot to do, but definitely in 10 years, we're gonna see a huge change in people, in consumer behavior. And also we were talking about your generation, Jesus. This generation already is so simple. They don't require a lot of, they know that the less is more in terms of simplicity, it's less problem. You avoid problem when you have less materials. So is also a way of saving and protecting the planet. So I think all these changes in terms of consumer behavior, in terms of the mentality of the companies and also the government, they are taking different actions in terms of tax will happen. I hope it happens before, but I think 10 years is going to be the minimal time for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that, because, by the time, generations are in school now, they'll be grown-ups and they'll start communicating that to their kids and to everybody. So I think, that's definitely a really good approach on the government's bringing in, all that tax for all those companies, and, teaching within school, real estate development, luxury brands, let's say like fashion, bringing in all type of reusable elements. So
it's a lot of brands, they're already doing something like that. Like, many brands, they're recycling and they're selling their, I don't know, shoes with the recycling stuff. So yeah, I think it's much more awareness today than was a couple of years ago, but we will, at least in our business that we do real estate here, at least this is our part, and we need to keep creating awareness to our developers, to our clients, and even ourselves, right? Even ourselves, because
trying to change our lifestyle as well, just to, because it's, the world is our home, and we're not going to go anywhere. So that's the one we have to take care of. Totally agree. And I think it's been a great talk, and I think it's a great start to this series, just because we're also going to have, fashion designers, we're going to have artists, and we'll have much more people on. And I think that's going to be, very great for the education for everybody. And we hope that you see the rest of the videos as well.
Yeah, Abelardo, thank you for being here. You're the first one, and for us, it's really an honor. We admire you, and I hope we can see you in Cabo. I don't know if you're planning to come here, but please let us know. We're going to be very happy to have you.
Thank you so much. I hope to be there soon. I love Cabos, and I love also going to La Paz. The Baja California Sur is beautiful. So, and Todos Santos too. So I hope to be there very soon. I will let you know. Thank you so much, and keep going with your talks. I hope you can create awareness for more and more people.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much for
Abelardo.
tuning in. We appreciate it. Have a great night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, and we hopefully and see you next Thursday. We'll be doing all Thursdays for February, and hopefully you liked it. I think it's a different topic to what we do.
Yeah, we're gonna do different topics, but we will love to hear your voice. So if you can put in the comment, what do you think about luxury and sustainability versus, you know, all these happening in Cabo, developers, etc., etc. It will be great to hear ideas, comment, everything. Okay, and thank you again for watching. Thank you for being here with us.
And we'll see you in our next